You're not bending over backwards for him because you think he's hot. You're bending over backwards for him because your body interprets chaos as love. And that's the hard truth. Our nervous systems, when you don't know what it's looking for, it will rule your choices because that's what it recognized love to feel like. Even when you know the pattern, even when you've seen the red flags, even when you've done the journeying, the healing, the inner work, somehow you still fall and get hooked and collapse into these relationships that don't work out. It's because your body doesn't feel safe in love, in connection. Your nervous system is doing its job, right? It's doing what it learned as a child that love is. And so your task now is to actually shift that experience in your nervous system, which means your ability to hold safety in yourself, even when there's conflict, even when people don't understand you, even when he doesn't call right away when he says he's going to, even when you're on a date and you're like, I don't know about this guy, and you feel yourself going into your head, can you bring yourself back into your body? It is your body that requires this level of safety so that it stops repeating the same old patterns. Your body will continue to chase what felt familiar as a child. It will continue to repeat the same patterns until you tell it and teach it that you are no longer operating that way, until you teach it that that's not actually safety. I'm going to teach you what safety feels like. And often this is where women get really confused because it doesn't have the same level of charge in it. When we create safety in our bodies, we don't have that same level of like what we call chemistry because we feel safe. And so when a man enters your life and you feel safe, you kind of go, I don't even know if this is real because you've associated feeling um, elevated and nervous as love when it's actually safety that can deepen our love. So your body remembers things more than your conscious mind does, right? Because it has all of these neural peptides that start in your brain that go all the way down to your cervix and your womb that is remembering these firing pathways or highways, I call them, in our system around this is what love means. And so if love felt conditional, which to some degree it's going to feel for all of us, if it felt unpredictable, if it felt overwhelming, if it felt like you had to hide in order to get love, if it felt like you had to be the funny one in order to get love, this is what your nervous system will automatically seek. It will seek this pattern that felt normal for you as a child. This is why you feel more alive with the wrong man. Your system is reenacting the past. It's not consciously choosing something that feels more aligned with who you are today in this moment. And you don't rewire this through mindset because your mind will do one thing, but remember, your body is living in the unconscious. And so you rewire it through creating capacity, which means increasing sensitivity within your system. When you want to fight, flee, freeze, or fawn, this is when you need to turn to your body and take radical care of her. And the best way to do this is actually to begin practicing with yourself or with very safe people in your life so that when you enter into a relationship where things start to, they start to feel risky, you start getting butterflies, you're wondering about this guy in front of you, that you know how to take care of yourself. You've built this relationship between self and body. And so one of the ways that I really love to do this is by working with your environment. So your nervous system relies on the senses, on the five senses to know whether it's safe or not. Your nervous system also does not understand the difference between perceived threat and real threat. What this means is that your mind can make a story up and your body will believe it to be true. And so when we use our senses, we bring our body back into the present moment. So your senses are what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, and what you speak. Your vocal cords are deeply connected to your safety. So my favorite way to do this is to make it a practice. When our nervous systems are unsafe, it's very much like going to the gym and only bending your arm in one way. So if you're only bending your arm this way ever, your muscle will become atrophied. Your nervous system will also become atrophied in a way that it engages with the world. And so it requires consistency to know whether it's safe or not. So one of the ways you can do this is you can do this lying down or sitting up. Place one hand on your heart and one hand on your forehead. And you can have your eyes open or closed, but I highly recommend having them away from any screens. And you're going to take 5 breaths here. You can take more, but today we're going to do 5. Just breathing in and out. Breathing in through the nose and then breathing out through your mouth. And then bonus points for breathing out with a sigh. And then you're going to leave your hand on your chest and you're going to move from the hand from your forehead onto your stomach. You're going to take 5 more breaths like this, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, the goal of this is not to have a quiet mind. The goal of this is to breathe and to touch your body. This is signaling to your nervous system there's no danger. When that 5th breath is complete, you're going to open your eyes and you're going to slowly look around your room. You're going to look around from one side, turning your head from one side all the way and turning it to another. Now, this has huge impact because the body does not know the difference between a story in your head, I'm scared, and there's a bear chasing me. And so when you're scanning your room, you're going, look, there's no danger. When you have your hands on your body, you're going, look, I don't have to run away from anything. There's no danger. When you're taking big breaths, you're going, look, there's no danger, because what happens when there's danger? You're breathing really shallowly. And when you're exhaling with sound and sighing, you don't breathe like that if there's a bear chasing you. So this practice every day, whether you're feeling great or not, is going to create a consistency in your nervous system that will be able to create then safety when you start meeting another man who comes into your life. And so the answer to all of your relationship struggles starts with you. Go watch the next video. He's not the answer. You are.